Okay, let's do this. It's another Film Threat watch party. Hope you're having a good week. Hope you're having a good Friday. It's happy hour. It's happy hour somewhere. I can tell you that. And boy, do I miss actually happy hour and bars and restaurants. But we are going to enjoy an amazing watch party tonight. We have the cast and the filmmakers behind the movie Homewrecker that are about to join us. Join us for another Film Threat watch party here on a Friday night. Hey, welcome to the Film Threat watch party. I am Chris Gore from Film Threat. I am excited today to be joined by, well, my colleague from Film Threat, Alan Ng, the managing editor of Film Threat, is here. And
good evening.
He's here. He's going to be monitoring the chat. If you guys have any questions, post your comments. We will be doing shout outs to people who join. We're excited you're with us here on a Friday night. This movie, Homewrecker, which I know you've seen, Alan, so fun. I know I kind of started calling it Karen the movie. We're gonna see if everyone agrees with me. I think it's pretty much this is Karen the movie. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, it pretty much gets there.
It does get there. It's I don't know. It's definitely I would describe it as like an indie horror comedy. Emphasis on the comedy. I think you have to look at it from a certain perspective. But let's without further ado, we have a lot of guests with us today. I'm super excited to introduce the director of Homewrecker, Zach Gayne. Welcome to the Film Threat watch party. How are you doing today, man?
Very well. Thank you so much for having us. We're excited to be here.
Cool. Well, look, if you want to get more on this movie, Homewrecker, you should check out the episode of the Film Threat podcast that we did, which came out earlier this week on our YouTubes and on the listening platforms. We had so much fun on it. I just invited you guys to a watch party. I said, let's just do a watch party with this movie.
We were so glad for the invitation. It was fun.
It's and the movie just came out this week. We have to let people know how they can see it, which is it's on like pretty much on video on demand, everything, right? Like,
yes, I think it may be slow to arrive on a platform or two, but hopefully it's all sorted out. Anyway, Google Play, Amazon, if you're in Canada, Shaw, Rogers, your cable box, iTunes, all that good stuff. On DVD on Amazon.com, that's what I'll be scooping up.
Well, this is what's sort of keeping me alive, like during the lockdown, is frankly all these great indie movies that are coming out. It's like all a level. I went away just for a second, but now I'm back. But cool. Yeah, but we've got so many guests. I want to get everybody on here. Not to mention, the film would not happen without the Homewrecker herself. Precious Chong is with us. How are you? Oh wait, we can't hear you.
Oh yeah, Mike,
just a little louder. The mic volume's a touch low.
This is why we start the watch parties a little bit late. Is technical difficulties. It's like every Zoom call that you do these days, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, we can't. You got to probably go into your settings. Just go into your settings, and you go and you click on audio, and then you.
Yeah, we're hearing you on something.
We're hearing you on something, but I think it's your headphone mic. I think you just have to change the mic under settings.
Is Jack home?
Oh my gosh. This is every Zoom call. But you've also got some other special guests here, Zach. Maybe you should introduce. No, don't tap out. You have to join us for this. Well, let's introduce some of the other people that you brought along with you today. Alex Esso is here. Alex, how are you?
Oh, goddamn.
Oh, no. Oh, we can't.
We had it working too.
It was working before. I don't know what the deal is here. We're going to fix these problems, though, folks. We're going to fix these problems. We've got Delaney Siren is here.
Hey.
Delaney came prepared, which is awesome. And then also we have Party Hunks. I don't know how Party Hunks.
Oh shit! Oh,
how's it going?
Here?
Wait, with additional. Wait, we can unmute the microphone here.
Oh, I
Oh wait,
see.
wait, oh they've muted themselves. They decided to mute themselves.
What's up, guys?
Hey guys.
Hey, buddy.
All right. Well, if anyone has any questions while we're watching Homewrecker, feel free to ask, and I will translate. I will translate from those whose microphones aren't working. You know what? Maybe try Alex and Precious. Just try like leaving and coming back in. So just like close it and then change the settings and come back in, and usually that fixes it.
Is that
Oh,
here we go.
perfect! Awesome, cool.
oh, good. You can hear me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfectly, we can hear you. Let's bring Alex back on. Alex, can you hear us?
Damn.
Oh no, we can't hear you.
Yes. Oh no.
Try going into your settings before you do this. And
Say
everyone,
having issues. I went into the having issues, Alex, and then the audio. I don't know. Try that.
ooh. All right. Does anyone who's watching it? Oh, we do. We actually already have comments. What am I? What? Look at this. We got. Hello, Wendy. Wendy's here. Not Kay. Thanks.
Bobby's here.
Nikhil Melnichuk is here. Nikhil, how are you? Awesome. Like there's a bunch of people watching us. If you have any questions, please ask questions. I do recommend try to do the best you can right now to find Homewrecker it's on VOD, on Amazon, Google Play, iTunes, Zach, everything, right?
That's my understanding.
Okay. I found it. It's easy. All right, here
Cool.
comes Alex. Let's get
Maybe
Alex
not
on here
that.
again. Okay, Alex. Oh no, we still can't hear you. No. Oh man. I don't know. Well, do you know sign language? I know one sign language. I know
Be in the live comments.
Yeah.
I know it's this, and you go like that. That means bullshit in sign language.
It did work.
I know very limited ASL. It worked before. I don't know what's up, but you're with us in spirit. You're with us in spirit. So let's talk about let's
not
talk
dead.
about the let's talk about the making of this movie. Precious, Zach, for the filmmakers, where the hell did this movie come from? Tell us. Like Homewrecker was
an
born
accident.
how?
Accidentally. Back in film school in Vancouver, when Alex was taking acting classes and I was in a separate film school, I made my thesis film, and Alex and I wrote it together, and she's in it, and that it's a very storied production, which we don't have time to get into, but like we almost got like suspended from the school making this movie. It got
Why?
shut.
First of all, that's a story in itself.
It's such a long story, but our movie like got shut down and we had to like finish it a month later. Anyway, the results were quite satisfying actually, and we pulled off the movie despite all the turmoil, and it did pretty well as a student movie can do. I mentioned in a different interview that actually for like years afterward, people would send me messages being like, "Did you see that episode of Black Mirror? They did your movie." And so it's not like they ripped us. I'm sure they didn't see it, but the very fact that we had an idea worthy of Charlie Bruckner is pretty cool. So that's worth finding. Anyway, so based on the success of that, I started getting a couple of random contract gigs, and one of them was I can hear my voice.
Oh, your
Oh,
sound
yeah.
is echoey.
It's echoing.
But not anymore?
No.
All right.
Okay,
You sound good.
There's some.
So then I
Keep
got hired by this fellow to do a treatment for whatever he wanted, and his idea was sort of this love triangle. It was an article actually, but the article was just as cliched as all the movies, just some dramatic love triangle situation. And he wanted me to do my take on a film version of this, and I went home and sort of wrote about relationship things that were happening in my life at the time. And at the time I was really obsessed with like French horror, and the movie Inside with like Beatrice Dahl was like a big influence on the thinking of Homewrecker initially. And so at that point, the movie was really like a captivity, sort of brutal French horror mixed in with like a relationship drama. So that's what it looked like in 2008. And then I showed him what I did, and Carlo was like, "No, I don't like this at all." So he rejected it. And I didn't think about it for 10 years. And then one of our producers, Lex Emanuel, was encouraging me to think about anything I'd ever, whatever, created before. And then Homewrecker popped into my head for like the first time in a decade. And then I was like, oh my God, well, I've been working with Precious on Funny or Die for the past 5 years. And her as the older of the two women, I'm like, oh my God, this could be incredible. And so I called up.
So he pitched it to me. Me and Alex and I met Alex through Zach, and so we had wanted to work on something together. We briefly we met up and we were going to do this remember that clown thing, but then it came out, so we're like, no clown thing. And then when Zach said, oh, there's this two-hander and it takes place in one location, and he told me about Homewrecker. So then I thought, oh, this is perfect. I'm going to renovate my kitchen. We can wreck my home and we can shoot it and make a movie. Are we still recording? Something's happening.
Yeah, it's me right now.
Oh no, I'm just
making it
putting the focus. None of those people went away. I'm just putting the focus on you because you're talking. So everyone else, you're just not on camera because I'm trying to direct on the fly. I'm doing my best here.
All right.
I'm directing on the fly just because I want to put the focus on who's talking.
Yeah, no, I get it. So when Zach was like, yeah, it's one location, so it was like we can use my house, and we got together, me, Zach, and Alex, and got the story beats put together in February when I was doing Celebrity Feud with my family in LA, which was a hilarious sidebar. And then Zach and I went back to Toronto, and we had to write the script by June because that's when we were going to shoot in my house. And then Alex came to Toronto and we shot the movie. So it was a pretty fast process from when we decided to do it to when we wrote it and shot it.
Let's bring on the party hunks because I want to get the story behind the party hunks.
Oh yeah.
How's it going, gentlemen?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm not. I can't be the only one drinking here. Precious is drinking.
I'm drinking.
Zach is drinking. Alex, I assume, is drinking.
Oh, is she there? No.
No. But Alex looks like she's gonna be the first one murdered when this turns into like one of those Screen movies. You know, like she's running through her home. I want to know about Delaney. Delaney, we didn't get a chance to meet before this whole thing started. How did you get involved with this project?
I've known Zach for about 10 years now. We worked on a feature film. Yeah, about 10 years ago, he was a script editor on it. I was a script supervisor, and then we just became buddies. We've been hanging out ever since. And then, I was in Nicaragua, actually. I was in an airport on the way to Nicaragua, and he sent me the script, and he said, hey, do you want to make this movie? And I got back from Nicaragua, I want to say on like the 11th, and we started shooting it on like the 13th or something. But it's great. It's my first feature film, so that was cool. But yeah, we have a good working relationship. It's fun working with that guy.
Hey, Del.
This is, I feel like this is like, it's either a really weird, like we're about to play tic-tac-toe, or
the Brady Bunch.
Someone's gonna get. It's like if you've seen those movies like Unfollowed or whatever.
Oh yeah. Circle of Influence or something.
Yeah, whatever it is. Like someone's gonna get either we're doing shots or we're getting murdered. That's what's gonna happen here.
Who's gonna get voted off?
Right. Exactly. But we're getting close. I would just say we've got some more comments from people, which is great. We've got a Brian J. X has joined us. He's saying hello to some people. He says Axelrod Crestel, Corey K. He's the hottest. I don't know what this means. I think these are in jokes.
These are party hunts.
These must be in jokes. Wait, someone's mic is getting some feedback. Is that me? Is that?
I don't know.
No, I think it's Delaney.
Is it me?
Is it Delaney?
Sounds like you might have an echo and a mic.
Throw on. Yeah, usually headphones fix that, but it's cool. All right, I'm gonna mute you and see if that's the. Just throw my. Oh, look at that! It went away. Okay, find yourself, Delaney. Find yourself some headphones there.
Oh, it's back.
We're about to watch the movie now. Are we getting? Does everyone? It's about 5:15. Okay, I'm just asking everybody. Have you found the film somewhere, or if you're watching a version of this later, not live, you've got the film all queued up. We're all going to press play at the same time, right? Before we do that, I do want to ask Precious. I am a fan of your father.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about that on the podcast. You carry a comedy legacy, which I think is amazing. I mean, I learned more about you after seeing Homewrecker. It's really incredible, like what you've done with this film. And I know I called it Karen the movie. I hope you're not upset by that. Like, I do have to ask you. Like,
no, I'm not. I mean, I feel like I've come into a renaissance for me as a genre, as a character actress. Carol Baskin, you know, from Tiger King, like Karen. I'm just happy that I haven't gone viral in my own personal life. You know, I'm happy that, but yeah, I think I'm not offended at all. I'm happy that it's part of the zeitgeist that we can kind of latch the movie onto. And I get it. I kind of get, because Linda has a little bit of a Karen vibe about her.
It's I mean, yeah.
Sympathy for the devil. It's like sympathy for Karen.
Oh, that was my first thought when I saw this. I'm like, oh my God, because Karen is just like out there, right? There's memes, there's videos, I mean, you know, it's a thing, and this is kind of the first Karen movie in a way. Look,
that's true.
I don't care as long as people discover the movie, right? Like, I feel like that's the big thing, is have them discover the movie however they discover it.
For sure, yeah, I'm into it.
While we're like sort of on the topic of Precious's father, can I chime in for a moment? My friend Watadu wanted me to show you these Cheech and Chong.
That's great.
Dave, man, open up. Dave's not here.
Okay, I got to go full screen on that. I'm just taking everybody to go full.
Where did you get those?
My friend Watadu got them in Nepal.
Oh, they're beautiful. They're so amazing. They look handmade.
Yeah.
Oh my God. by a child. That's great.
All right, that's okay. Those things are pretty awesome. I think are we getting ready? We're getting ready to watch the movie. I feel like now is the time. This is the most people we've had on a live stream, so this is going to be a lot of fun. Alan, what are people saying in the chat?
Not much.
Okay. That's
thanks.
Great to hear.
Good vibes. I'm saying the best thing to do is start playing the film, but pause it at 0 seconds, and then we're all ready to go.
Okay, cool. I already have it queued up. Does everyone else have it queued up? We're queued up. All right, let's go, everybody.
Count down 3 to play.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. It's playing.
Buffering.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Oh no.
I'm joking. It's not.
What was this? This is a fun music choice too, by the way.
Yeah, just diving right into the heart of Doug's offering, Doug March of Built to Spill's wonderful score. But yeah, I thought this was pretty powerful, so I thought it would be great to kick off the film as an overture to both introduce the melody at its simplest and purest. Something like that.
And Alex, could you reenact some parts of the movie, but just with your like finger puppet? You could actually do finger. Oh man, I feel so bad. This audio. But anyways, so
it's weird that it worked before.
It did. It's weird. Precious, we just saw your name on screen. Okay, what is these pink bubbles? What are we witnessing?
Oh. Do you want to give? It's
that foreshadows for later.
Oh yes,
true.
It's what I call the bath bomb-tage.
Yeah, that's what.
Is it blood? But it's so pink.
Oh my God.
Aw.
Okay, you have to talk about your wardrobe in this.
Yes, please do.
Me?
Well, just the wardrobe in general. I thought the wardrobe choices in this movie were so on point.
Yeah, the dress that I wear, the flower dress, is actually my aunt made it. Oh, can you hear the feedback?
Oh yeah.
Is that me?
Oh no, it's not. I don't think it's you.
Okay. Yeah, my aunt made that dress, and so I was happy about that. She just because I made this, so she made that dress, and I thought it would be fun to be like very bright colors and sort of maybe a little stuck in the 80s, cheerful. I like the idea of a cheerful horror movie vibe. And then we bought the workout clothes, but that hasn't happened yet. The workout clothes at me and Alex went shopping for a wardrobe. So that's how that happened. I don't know. Most of the stuff I own, I just use for my closet. Because I'm weird. Oh, and then Alex, Zach was very specific about how Alex was dressed, because I was like excited to get, like, I wanted to help choose some of the stuff that she was going to wear. And then Zach was like, no, plain, like a plain sweatshirt and like a crop tee. And
just needed to be the straight person.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's, and it, you know, it was great. It was a good choice because it gave us a nice contrast between the two characters.
She chose it. Alex chose it based on those preferences. Yeah,
Alex picked it out. Oh, I wish Alex could.
I wish you could comment. Although I don't know if you want to comment on what's happening.
Comment on the bathroom shot.
Do you have a pen and paper?
Yeah. Oh, the bathroom.
Yes, you could hold up. Yeah, it'll be like Pictionary. It'll be like a Pictionary commentary.
You can all guess what Alex feels about the film.
But we got it. I mean, this is. Oh, this is great. See, now we're going to get caught up in watching the movie. This is the danger of every watch party, getting caught up watching the film. I mean,
yeah, or commentary track. But I like when I'm watching a DVD commentary and the people just shut up for a second and everybody watches the movie.
Right.
I don't mind when that happens.
Oh, it's back.
The pink bubbles are back.
Yeah, Bobby says it looks like Klingon blood.
Oh my God, that's right. Klingon blood from Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. Oh my God, we're nerds.
Yeah, 0G blood and.
But I mean, what I love about this film is first of all, the character interaction is so good between Precious and Alex. It's just so spot on. It's so that like you don't want to be that person. You want to be nice to everybody, but sometimes maybe not.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to say no.
So, yes, exactly. Oh my gosh. It's so funny watching. I wonder if we're going to see a thing where we watch movies that were made before the pandemic and movies that were made after the pandemic. Like when you see people shake hands or hug, are we going to go like, oh yeah, we don't do that anymore. We do elbow bumps.
Yeah, I think so.
Is that what you do, elbow bumps?
That's what but I've always been a fist bump guy. I don't know.
All right.
Well, my sister, I just talked to my sister, the actress Rae-Dawn Chong, and she's doing a movie via Zoom. She just booked a movie via Zoom. Yeah. It's all about the pandemic and they're shooting it. They're going to do rehearsals on Zoom.
Wow.
Now people are going to start wearing masks in the movie too.
I can hear, that was in Leslieville. So people who live in Toronto know this neighborhood.
Can you talk about the correct pronunciation of Toronto? Isn't the second T silent?
Toronto. It's Toronto.
It's Toronto. Am I right?
Toronto. Is it Toronto or Toronto? Delaney, tell us.
Yeah, Delaney. Oh, wait. Delaney. I got to unmute Delaney. I'm sorry.
I wasn't saying anything.
No. Delaney, what's the correct pronunciation of Toronto? We have to. This is something I think we have to. It's what?
T-dot.
That's Drake. Drake knows.
Toronto. Yeah, Toronto.
Toronto. Oh my God. Just the awkwardness of this sort of first interaction is just so after the initial interaction.
I love that a TTC streetcar rolls by in the background because this is such a subtle Toronto film, but things like that make it clear to anyone who lives there. And they're like, oh shit, this is Toronto.
I grew up in Michigan, just outside of Windsor, and would go to Toronto. The thing that struck me is it's the nicest homeless people I've ever met.
Yeah, I know about that.
And the subways are very clean. So,
Yes.
Comparatively,
Yes.
definitely.
well,
Yes.
relative to where we are.
Yeah, compared
Yeah.
to New York and stuff, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Is Sarah joining us, Precious? Stunt person, Sarah Murphy Dyson?
No, I wasn't sure if I wasn't sure
Oh,
if you guys
no.
wanted.
Yeah, of
'Cause you-
course. Whatever.
Oh, okay. I can send her the. I can text her.
Yeah, send her. Sure, why
No,
not? She
I
can
can't-
pop in time.
I can't be the only one
Drinking?
indulging. Yeah.
Here, I'll keep
Okay.
you company.
Nine in the
Oh, see,
morning.
good. Okay, good. I got Delaney's on my team. Alex is soon to join.
Is Alex?
Now, Precious, are you naturally this forward with strangers?
No, not at all. Sometimes, but no, I'm not obnoxious. But it was so fun to play that.
Oh, also, if there's any comments, yes, Klingon blood is pink. Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. And Kyle Walden Goldstein says, so pumped for the movie. So thanks, Kyle. You get it.
You need to press play, Kyle. You needed to press play 10 minutes ago.
Well, perhaps he did. Well,
you're looking at him. He's in the center.
And someone says, G.O. says, Ola from Chicago. Hey, G.O.
Via Chicago.
Just saying hello to everyone here.
Hey, man. Woman.
And feel free, anyone that's watching this and wants to comment, feel free to ask questions as well.
Yeah, Brian wants to say hi to Kyle.
Well, I'm glad the party hunks told their friends.
Is
Party
that
hunk. That's awesome.
I really am.
you were right? Let me text Sarah.
Cool.
Yeah, I think we can add at least 3 more people. We can have 10 people. But now tell me about what was the writing process. I mean, I know, Precious, your credit on the film is like you're a screenwriter, producer, you star in it. You're also, I mean, sort of. What's that?
Prop master.
I was going to say prop master, and then also you just did so many things related to. I mean, it's really, when you look at this, I love movies like this that are like passion project. And, small amount of creative people that can have, people have influence. And so how did you juggle all that? And then tell me also like how things evolved as you were making the film.
Well,
what
not well, as Delaney would attest to. Zach and I fought a lot.
Really?
Yeah, honestly, the week before we started shooting, it was just Precious and I. And Lex.
Yeah, it was basically, it was a 2-person show with Lex doing everything. So it was insane. It was too much.
Produce a movie out of thin air. So
I was going to Home Depot, getting like sledgehammers or borrowing sledgehammers to save money. And Zach's like, that's not the right sledgehammer. And I'm like,
I made her drive to a Etobicoke, would drive us to a Etobicoke to get the little hammer charm. And I didn't know it at the time, but she's like, do we really need this hammer charm?
But we did.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
So it was a balance
We needed more people.
We needed more people, but we fought a lot. But it was fine, I think. Wasn't it okay? I guess we learned.
It was a good time.
And yeah. Delaney, how was it for you working on it?
Oh, it was great. It was great. It was tricky working in just with that one location. And yeah, I didn't have any camera team. I didn't have any lighting team. It was just me. And so
sandbags.
Look, everyone pitched in. Like Bridget, our sound person, she was slating for me. And then I'd be yelling out to anyone, can you move those over here? Can you grab that? Can you move that case of lenses? It was great. It was a big team effort. It worked out. I don't think I'd do another feature film completely by myself again. But
yeah, do you remember? I remember Delaney so vividly. Like there was this really a case of lenses, and you're always supposed to I learned things. Remember, you're always supposed to close it, and it wasn't closed, and it lifted up, and it was open, and it was like
that's a big no.
Yeah. So we learned. We learned crew etiquette and in a way that is very visceral.
Except for all the boiled eggs in the morning. That wasn't cool.
Did I boil eggs?
I feel like the whole crew ate 40 boiled eggs every morning, and the whole house smelled like friggin' boiled eggs, and I do not particularly like that smell by any means. And so, like, we'll be shooting, and then all of a sudden, Bridget, like, pulls an egg out of her pocket, and she's, like, eating it, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, we got to keep that in the kitchen.
Eggs everywhere in this house.
Yes, Bridget. Oh, my God. I wish she was here.
Get Bridget on. Get Bridget on.
I'm gonna send
Bridget was the legendary for sure. She helped
Okay,
me so much.
we have
She
more
helped keep
comments.
track of what like take it was. Like I just kept forgetting what was going on. I kept calling the same thing, kept calling the same shot. So the editor was just gonna be hating me with all the slates being the same, and yeah, it was just too much. So she kept me organized with that.
Clint Morris says this is one of his favorite movies to do PR on. He adores this team. Here's to making the #1 on iTunes this weekend. Homewrecker, #1.
What?
We're
He
number
says-
one.
Here's
Here's to hoping.
making the film #1. That's our goal. Our goal was to make it #1.
Yes,
We're number
visualize it. Come on.
We're number 37. We're
Yes.
number.
Brian J. X has a question. Do you think the Party Hunks will be in the sequel?
Always. I think we're gonna do a spin-off of Party Hunks. Party Hunks the movie.
Oh, actually,
Give the people what they want to see.
I
This has
know.
never been said before, but there exists a 15-page script for a short film called Party Hunks that exists entirely within the board game of Party Hunks, and it's like there's a narrative there. It's very Black Mirror, actually.
Well, we're kind of giving up something that happens later in the movie. It's one of my favorite parts of the film because it's just so inappropriate and like I know the best ways. I love that. Like the playing of the board game and the explanation of the rules of the board game.
Oh yes.
It's so fun. I love that flower dress, by the way.
Oh, thanks. I'll tell my aunt.
Yeah. Bobby LaPierre says congrats. So that's awesome.
Aw.
He also wants to know how you and Alex prepped for the insanity later on in the film.
Oh, the pre-shoot. Dale, get the picture you have of
There we
the.
go. Here's the question. If you can respond, can you see that?
Yeah. How did we prep? Alex, you can type in your comment. Can you type it in?
Yeah, isn't there a chat?
Or
You can go to the chat. Go to the chat on YouTube.
Or text me.
If you go to the chat on YouTube, actually, you can actually comment along in text form.
How did we prep? Just by I don't know. We just had to just do it, and by that point of the movie, I think we were tentative in the first fight scene, but then by the end, we were just surviving and just went for it. I think without trying to hurt each other. We were pretty girly. We'd be like, "Are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay." All right. And then we'd be like, "Ah," and then like, "Oh God, okay." Like, right, Delaney, tell us how it was. I can't remember.
Yeah, Delaney,
the first fight.
Yeah, that was the first.
The first one, definitely was. We had to work up. We had to get it going and stuff. And it was also very tight. It was confined. Like we're awkward in the hallway and stuff. That was the first fight we filmed. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was a lot of like, is everyone okay? Okay, elbows okay? No scrapes? Okay, let's do it again. But yeah, it reads well.
Delaney, tell us what's your funniest moment that you remember of the shoot, Delaney?
Oh, geez.
Okay, think about it.
Put me on the spot. Ask someone else that while I think.
There's the fights in the film are like people go either way. People either like love how sloppy and kind of awkward it is. Some people are like, it needs to be cut faster. It's just two people tussling around. And I think Delaney was in the latter.
That was me. I said that.
I mean, you're not alone, but others feel the opposite way. But I thought, Delaney, you should give me shit publicly. So go ahead. I thought I'd invite you.
It's your call. You're the director. I just shoot the thing. I wasn't editing it.
Oh, the pickup.
We tried to have an editing session, but that all went to hell. That didn't end well.
Why? What happened?
Well, I broke up with my girlfriend while he was in the next room. and I was like, yeah, you should probably go, dude. This is gonna be awkward.
And I'm like, but I'm not finished.
And Zach was like living in oblivion.
Yeah, he's just like,
No,
poor guy's like trying to just edit, and he's like hearing us bicker back and forth, and I'm like, yeah, this. I don't know if this edit's gonna happen right now, dude.
So anyone come in and be like, I think it's over, man. I think it's over. This isn't helping.
Yeah, just adds to the fun of the edit.
Yeah.
Liquid therapy. Where did that?
Oh, that was a happy accident.
Yeah,
totally. I went to Dollarama to get all of our props. Everything was purchased at Dollarama across the street, or like a thrift store down the street where Precious and I bought like the board game for the party hunks or whatever. But I feel like credit possibly goes to Alex for finding these swizzle sticks to go and drink.
Yeah.
With a bunch of catchphrases. And one of them was liquid therapy. And it was like, oh my God, this is so perfect. And now for anyone who has the Vimeo link, which is password protected, now you can watch it because it's liquid therapy. And now you know the password to watch our Vimeo.
Oh no.
So
And worm, boy.
It's a key to the film.
And Alex has her cat, which has joined. This is our first cat on a watch party live stream.
There we go. There's a contribution.
And that's the perfect freeze frame. It's like that's at the end of the movie. That's the perfect freeze frame.
Yeah. Del has a cat too, but his cat has demon eyes.
Yeah, he's an old boy. He's 19 years old. Here's his eyes. They're like green, yellow, gray.
Oh, whoa. Alex's
there
eyes
you
are
go.
crazy too.
You're back.
The cat eyes.
Well, this is great.
Trader cat eyes.
Her name is Tiny Godzilla.
I see.
Oh, that's awesome.
This is Gordon, also known as Gordon.
Gordon.
Heirloom.
Yeah, is it heirloom or heirloom?
Heirloom. I think it's pronounced heirloom.
I do that all the time, but Zach just didn't even. I did it by mistake.
You did? Are you sure? Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's
Well,
great. That was hilarious, and like. It was a good addition. It's like obnoxious to pronounce it like
family heirloom.
I love jokes around mispronunciations. I just think it's I don't know. It's always fun.
My family does it all the time. My mom especially. Maybe my mom will join us.
Oh, there's something else you mispronounce. Oh no, you get the expression wrong.
You can have your eat your cake.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I love that.
Just kind of like the Rickyisms in Trailer Park Boys.
Eat your cake and eat it too.
Worst case Ontario.
Worst case Ontario. It's not rocket appliances.
Oh, right. I love your Precious. I love your hair in this because I think but you made it intentionally look like there's something off. Am I assuming correctly? I hope I am.
Well, I mean, let's just say it all worked for the character. We didn't have a makeup or hair person, but yes, I would say as the movie, you'll notice my finger, the continuity is out the window but yeah, as the movie goes along, my hair gets crazier and crazier, and I think that was just how we worked with it. We leaned into it, but I did try in the beginning to look normal.
But that also answers the question of
the headband.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because sometimes my hair was like over. Delaney and Zach, you must know, and like.
Oh yeah, like it's like a
remind me of Bram Stoker's Dracula, like Bram Stoker's Dracula, the two buns. Bram Stoker's Dracula. Yeah.
Shout out to Bram Stoker.
Shout out Bram Stoker.
But
Bram Stoker, ask a question.
You just reminded me though. Bram Stoker should ask a question?
No, I was just making a bad joke.
I like it. You reminded me though that that answers the question of how we prepped for the insanity later on. I think it was by making the movie, like by arriving there in the story.
Well, I'm really curious how audiences reacted to certain parts of the film, because what I do love that the film does is kind of points out that like stuff from the 80s feels so inappropriate now, like just like culturally and just like socially, just like so off. But like it's weird because even you look at movies that are just 5 years old, and you're like, oh wow, you can't. That
The
just seems so.
Hangover.
Yeah, exactly. It just seems like not just sort of like just and
Not
so
okay.
not okay. But I love all the 80s reference stuff is just so dead on, kind of nails that like, you know, I think we talked about on the podcast that I was not such a huge John Hughes fan. I just didn't like those movies as a kid, couldn't really relate to them, but like
Not aged well.
yeah, no, those movies have definitely not aged well.
Pretty in Pink, especially that one.
Yeah. I remember just like cringing when the character, what was his name? Long Duck Dong or whatever, come on.
Yeah.
And like they play the gong and I was just like, it was just felt so off. And of course, Alan Ng is here. So he probably has more thoughts.
Well, that's the only time we get to see Asians in movies.
Yeah.
Right. Accompanied by a gong. It's just so, it's so lame and lazy and
racist joke.
Yeah,
Like,
no, it is
cheap.
Yeah, it's a cheap shot. It's lame. So, yeah.
That being said, I think the film, The Girls Just Want to Have Fun, has aged wonderfully.
Oh God.
Oh my God. Oh God. Now,
What?
yeah. This
Awkward.
yeah.
Awkward.
Lex, if you happen to be watching, I just sent you an invite and I hope you'll join us. I thought we had 10 people, but if we don't, please come hang out with us.
Yeah, I think we can have up to 10 people on the stream. So let's do this.
Oh God.
We could. Oh, I love this. I love this. We could talk about boys. So great.
Poor Linda.
So desperate. Such a desperation in that voice.
Oh, Bobby Lapierre asks a question. It says parts of the film have a bit of a serial mom vibe, bright, colorful, something creepy underneath, intentionally homage, or happy accident.
We love John Waters.
Oh God, yeah. John Waters changed my life when I saw Pink Flamingos at 16. Just like that showed that movies didn't have to be a certain thing, that you could do something different. But I do feel there is a little bit of a John Waters influence. Can you talk about that?
Well, what I'd love to say about that actually is even more than any of John Waters' films themselves. I think this film exists in the area of movies that John Waters himself loves, like say like Mommy Dearest, which he does a commentary for, or just this gave us an opportunity to have fun with sort of Joan Crawford.
Is it hagsploitation? Is that?
So, yeah. Usually, fortunately titled Hagsploitation.
I like it. I'm into it.
Aging a little bit. So to kind of borrow some exploitation elements to actually engage that. So yeah, I hope John Waters would like this movie. But more than being influenced by his films, it's just the shit that he himself loves, just high camp and yeah.
I mean, look at Hairspray is to me a classic. I mean, it's just so good. I mean, Ricky Lake, Glenn Milstead, who basically is divine.
Right. Not to mention the soundtrack is very like doo-wop, girl pop.
So good. And that movie was so far ahead of its time, just dealing with in Baltimore and racism, and it's just like so far ahead of its time. But it did all of those things in a fun way. You know what I mean? It's not like it came with some agenda to hit you over the head. It's part of the big part of the story.
Campy. I like camp.
And campy and,
smart.
Yeah. And smart. Exactly. Exactly.
Not campy without substance. I mean, there's two types of campy, and campy with substance is the exciting kind.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
In my opinion.
Boy, I really wish we could get Alex in on this conversation. If there's any way, Alex, to fix your mic issues or get on a computer, we'd love to have you join the conversation.
Yeah, is there a computer? I guess you're on your iPhone.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Also, wait, look behind you. No.
No. The poltergeist.
No. But you
Once
guys
you're
also,
you can talk for the rest of the film.
I don't think it's I don't think you can underestimate like how like I love movies that are kind of in a bottle, you know, it kind of sets up a scenario and the drama, things escalate and it's just very few actors, and that's what this movie does, and I think that that's really difficult type of film to pull off well. And also the fact that you're balancing the tone of it being, I mean, there's serious stuff going on which is played totally straight, and it's also very funny. So to be able to have that balance is I think is really difficult. That's why I think that this movie. I watched it on my TV, but I feel like it's also this is a crowd pleasing film. This should be at drive-ins right now.
Yeah,
I mean, drive-ins are
that.
open. Yeah, like there's only 300 drive-in movie theater screens in the United States. 340.
Are you really
more
now an audience if you're in your car?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Bobby Lapierre's taking over the comments.
Yeah, Bobby
here.
loves a split shot there.
Yeah,
I love Bobby.
yeah.
Hey, speaking of Bobby, let's
did
say
correct
Bobby.
himself.
Speaking of like, you know, the dual tones or whatever, if I have to shout out any maestro there, it's like Sensei David Lynch and Mark Frost. Twin Peaks is such an influence on balancing dual tones, how that show is capable of making you laugh at the absurdity in one moment and then like 3 seconds later you're just punched in the heart, you know. So that's a major influence on Party Hunks, just that what they pulled off. Twin Peaks.
I love the headband. I'm sorry, I have to mention the headband. But your mention of David Lynch is so great.
Forever
like
21.
He's one of my favorite filmmakers, and he wrote an amazing book about transcendental meditation called Catching the Big Fish. I'm sure you've read that book. It's such a brilliant book just about creativity.
I would say that a transcendental meditation place, which she should speak to once she's able to speak.
Yeah, she went. Yeah,
went to that place. Oh, Alex, you have to somehow get on. Run to your neighbor and borrow their computer.
Alex tried to teach me transcendental meditation. She even walked me through a session, and
maybe she could walk us all through a session right now on the live stream.
I don't think so.
Well, if there's any way to fix Alex, if you want to go and come back or try to fix it, there's a thing. Precious, you fixed it, right? You were able to fix it.
Yeah, like on the bottom. I don't know enough Sanskrit. That's funny. I'll have.
That was in the private chat. That should be a live comment.
Okay.
And Bobby loves the book. That Catching the Big Fish.
Yeah.
It's one of the books. It's one of my books on my shelf that is displayed outwardly, not on the spine. That's how much I love that book, because
his new book, Room to Dream, is also a wonderful read. His autobiography is a gift to Lynch fans everywhere.
Yeah. God. Oh, now we're talking. Delaney, what are you up to?
Oh, right. Every time Del cracks a beer, Chris gets happy.
You're going to get really happy then.
Ann K says, loving all of this. Thank you, Ann K. We do appreciate it. Oh my God.
I've never watched this movie on my phone before. It's kind of strange.
I'm watching it on my iPad off to the side, and it's cool.
I'm not watching it at all.
What?
I'm not watching it at all either.
Oh no.
It's playing though. Here, what scene are we? My phone.
Where are we, Alan,
we're
for an
30
update?
minutes in, almost to the dot.
The door.
30
Where?
minutes in.
The
We're at
split
the
screen.
31 minute mark right now.
All right,
What's
perfect.
happening?
There's a
Okay.
split shot. You're in the hallway, and Alex has her
Sounds
face
great.
pressed up against the door.
Oh
Sounds like a really
God.
good movie.
Yeah, that's the sad part.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite shots from the movie. Is her sitting in that hallway.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, and it looks really nice in a split.
Well, I
I
hope
love
that
the truth serum device too.
if you're joining the live stream late, Homewrecker is on VOD. That's Amazon, iTunes, Google Play. In Canada, it's on Shaw or Rogers, which is like, isn't that like a cable service or something?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Was that aggressive? Did I?
No. Yeah. Don't be
A
stupid.
little Canadian defensive.
Yeah.
We have Shaw.
We have cable here too.
We
Alex
just got
is
our
back.
4th channel.
Alex.
Can we hear you,
Oh, no.
Alex? No. Oh no. Try going into the settings. Go into the
She
settings.
did. She said she did. She went to having
no.
issues.
Oh
She
no.
did all the things.
All
What's
the
strange is that we heard her before.
I know.
That's true. Maybe restart your device. I don't know.
But
But back to the film. Where are we at right now on the? For some reason, my iPad froze. I don't know. I have an iPad from when they first came out.
Are any of us watching the movie? Delaney, are you watching?
I'm watching. We're at 32 minutes.
I'm holding this shit
We're
together.
32 minutes. Okay, that's cool.
Delaney, where are we? Tell us.
It's a split screen of Let Me Out and that fun stuff, and you're not into it.
The party hunks are definitely not watching the movie, but we'll tell them.
Oh my God, they're adorable. Look
They're
at those
talking
party
amongst
hunks.
themselves.
When we get to the board game, you have to talk about this board game because I believe you need to make this board game a real thing. You got to put it on Kickstarter. I'm telling you, I contribute to Kickstarters all the time. I've contributed to movies, tech projects, whatever. If you put Party Hunks on Kickstarter
that's a good idea.
as a real board game, you will make, put it like a low you got to find out like how much it would cost to actually make it. But I feel like Party Hunks would actually be it'd be a board game that it's like a retro board game that would do really well on Kickstarter.
I think you're right. I think it would be.
Yeah.
I'd like to play it.
That's the thing. Like, how many people need to give you what, like $30, $40? You could get that manufactured, right? Like, come on.
Depending on what it costs, it's a good question.
Yeah.
People have been requesting it. When we played in Vancouver, there's a board game cafe there, and in the Q&A, they quite sincerely asked if they could have the game. And then programmer Rachel Fox the whole night was like, "Can you believe the entitlement of that jerk?" Thinking we'd give them the game, the only copy. Shout out to Rachel. Thank you for having us at Vancouver's wonderful Rio Theater. Thank you for everybody who let us play in your theater. What a treat.
Okay, so Bobby Lapierre admits he's watching this for the first time right now.
Oof.
And Nikhil Melnichuk, I want to say something. I want to say something about Nikhil Melnichuk. He's the producer on a film that we're going to do a watch party for on July 31st. I can announce this for a movie called Don't Be Nice, which is an amazing documentary. It won Best Socially Relevant Documentary last year at our award show award this. And it's a documentary about slam poetry. And if I told you that and you're like, what a doc, it's so entertaining and
is it like
amazing.
Because I would watch the shit out of that.
It's so good. It's so good. So Nikhil's actually going to be doing this as well. And Bobby Lapierre also says the difference in the lighting in that split shot is startling and beautiful. And
thanks, Bobby.
And a guy named Dual Animal. I have no idea what that is. Dual Animal says, I'd buy it.
Yeah.
If you'd buy the game. Oh, you're talking about the game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, Dual Animal. That's awesome.
Well, I'm going to watch the slam poetry film before I watch the watch party. I recommend
it's so good. Don't Be Nice. I believe it comes out the 24th of July. I could be wrong. But that's going to be one of our upcoming watch parties. And next week on the 17th, we're doing a watch party with a whole bunch of people from the animation industry, a documentary called Animation Outlaws. But let's get back to Homewrecker here. My screen is froze.
Delaney, where are we?
You just took out the sledgehammer for the first time.
Oh, it's the poster. I got the poster. Or not? It's not a
monologue where you talk about when you were in high school.
when you had to get your MRI.
Talk about the MRI.
Tell Katsumi says, "Can we make Party Hunk merch?" I don't know. Are you guys going to make Party Hunk merch? Is that happening?
We could.
Hey, Party Hunks, you sign off to your image being on T-shirts and.
That would be great.
We got a thumbs up.
The card, the chat.
You know what would be great? A poster, a Party Hunks poster. Really? That would actually be great because the box is really like a British quad poster of the Party Hunks board game is a fantastic idea.
It's got to be like one of those bad posters that would have like staples in the center.
Yeah.
And it's got to have like big hearts.
Oh my God, staples in the center, like from Tiger Beat.
Like that was the magazine I was trying to think of. Tiger Beat.
Tiger beat.
I used to go into like haircuts and I'd say, "Give me the Jonathan Taylor Thomas haircut," pointing at like Tiger Beat or
Oh, the
something.
JTT, a classic.
JTT.
Nikhil says Don't Be Nice is out July 21st on VOD, and he'll be joining us on July 31st for a watch party.
Cool.
Bobby Lapierre, he asks a question.
This is a good time to talk about the fact that this is a daytime horror film. So
Yeah.
we thought about that, how we're not making a horror film that takes place at night. So how do we lean into making a horror film that takes place in broad daylight? So yeah, that's what we did.
And Shelby said, she's just saying, I love this film.
Aw.
That's so sweet.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Shelby.
Shelby, that's awesome. And she gets a shout out.
Your question is mom?
No, it's not my mom. But I thought for a moment, and I wouldn't be surprised.
All right.
But it's not.
Can we bring Shelby in on this conversation?
I'm trying to. She hasn't
Shelby's
responded
mom.
to my text.
She's watching RuPaul.
Yes.
Okay. You just kicked her down the
You
stairs.
just kicked Alex down the stairs.
Oh,
That was fun to shoot
Yeah.
and tricky.
That's-
And Alex, I think, got banged up a bit, but
Yes, she
it was
did
worth
get.
it.
Oh, this is also the moment where we reference Free to Go. Alex is about to say, "Why are you doing this?" And that's like a line right out of Free to Go. And it should be stated that this was also a bit of like an anniversary Free to Go concept. That was like another one of the loaded things that made us excited about this film, because it was another two-hander, a captivity two-hander like Free to Go, except instead of a male kidnapper, we swapped it for a Karen. So we like self-referential shit. So this was us referencing our own shit just for our own pleasure. Nobody else's.
I like that. But when did you realize, like, was it like getting ready to release the film, or was it maybe on the festival circuit that you saw that this was resonating with audiences in terms of because I don't even know when Karen became a thing. I've kind of only become aware of it the last couple months. But like, I feel like that's been around for a while. And I know that there's been a lot of discussion and debate around that term. When did you begin to notice this, that the movie was hitting with audiences? Was it on the festival circuit in its initial, when people just started to see it?
That, like, I put a lot of myself into the Linda character, so it's like calling me a bit of a Karen to some extent. I mean, I put like myself into all three of my characters, all our characters, just like everybody put themselves in their character, and that's how you act, and that's how you write, and everything. Or that, I think that's how you should approach things. But yeah, for me, the premise behind Linda was just like taking something universal like heartbreak and just making a horror and just embellishing it to a degree where it's like heartbreak gone loony, and making like a horror film out of heartbreak. So as much as, yeah, she's something to laugh at, I think the reason it resonates as well is because people love Linda, and there's an entry point there. And people, we introduce how she's a product of her times, and we offer all this context to why Linda is the way she is. And that's why, more than anything else, the film is a tragedy, because you don't really want anybody to get hurt in this film.
And I think, lately, like, I think people project, like, for a while it was like, okay, boomer. That was something, a reference point culturally. And then it became Karen the movie. I think it's just a way of people to sort of understand, like, it's true. It must be something in the zeitgeist that this movie, this person is hitting on. Or maybe it's the idea of like, there's such a divide now between, younger and older generations, which happens a lot in film. So it's that
true
dichotomy, maybe.
Well,
but the okay boomer is like especially frustrating because it's like one generation being like just totally dismissive and sarcastic about an entire like age group. It's silly.
Well, basically everybody who's under 30 is like, okay, boomer to everyone over 30, I think. And I'm like, hey, I'm a Generation X.
Yeah, I'm Gen X too. Yeah. But
It's a matter of time. We're going to get our own term.
Now, Precious, do you want to do like a take two where you basically just say that you planned this all from the beginning?
Yes.
And that this was genius plan and you were just like
Oh.
tapped into the zeitgeist and you knew exactly what you were doing?
Yes, I did. Okay, so first of all, Alex said I'm millennial scum.
Word up. You are millennial scum. Feel bad about it.
And then yes, I planned it all the whole time. So I based it on Karens, the Karens of the world.
It's
So-
party hunks
Dedicated.
time. It's on now.
Party Hunks is happening.
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. Unmute the party hunks.
So how long did it take to create the board and the cards and the?
Shout out to Tim Reed and Andrew Barr. Andrew Barr does a lot of poster art for the Royal Theatre in Toronto, and he's done posters for me in the past. He did the poster for my first film, States. And anyway, they did such a wonderful job of this board. It was a combined effort. Tim did the fonts, and Andrew did the board. But yeah, as for like the game itself, something Precious and I like to laugh about is how like obsessed I was with making it a playable game. So you can play Party Hunks. It's a very clunky play, but it's possible to like get to the end of the game, kind of.
It's like
It's a lot of
Candyland, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely has a Candyland vibe. Exactly. But it was fun. It was fun to sort of create these like rules that were, I mean, I remember going to slumber parties with really bossy girls and the girls would like sort of make up rules that weren't real, but you would just have to follow along. So I kind of like so it's half real game and half like Linda just being a bossy bitch. But yeah.
That seems like a playground thing too, right? Like
Yeah.
a playground, like people on the playground, like making up rules. Well, no, but to me, that is where the floor is lava came from. And
Yes.
it's so weird that like, I mean, I grew up in Michigan, but I've met people in my life and I feel like how did it was a game that we all played as kids. It's like, well, this part is lava or this is lava, whatever. Like, how did that like travel from one part of the country to another to where now there's a show on Netflix called The Floor is Lava?
I
Like,
know,
there's
that's
things
weird.
that resonate. It's weird.
It's Jungian, collective unconscious, guys. Let's
Yeah.
get
You think
to
so?
it. Maybe.
Brian,
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
Brian Axelrod's son was
that
amazing.
would be the person
I
we're
don't know.
looking at on bottom right's father.
Oh, bless.
Can you unmute the party hunks so we can find out what the
Oh, well,
hell?
they've muted themselves. I can't. Okay, wait. Now I can.
guys,
Okay, now
guys,
the
tell us
party
what
hunks are here.
happened. How'd you enter into this thing?
We got a message from Zach.
We've known Zach
We've
for
known-
about 6 years now. He was one of the film directors at our summer camp that we all worked at. And Zach sent us a message one spring, I guess,
Yeah.
and said, "You guys are good-looking teens." Not that, but he was like,
You guys are hunky.
"Teens," for a movie that we're filming, and we're like, "All right." He's like, "I'll pay you up front $50," which was a great deal
Great
for us
deal.
because we had nothing.
You guys were in high school. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Good.
exactly. So 17, 18-year-old walking into a little film shoot, and we got there and
My kitchen,
into Zach's kitchen.
Yeah.
And, we're young.
which we put like green screen on the like.
I know
Yeah.
what it's gonna look like and what our characters basically are.
So okay, please, maybe you guys already did this, but please introduce yourself as the party hunks. Who's Chad? I
They
forget.
don't know that. They don't know that.
They don't know
I can-
that?
Help us
Yeah.
out. Not to help
Was that Chad? Is he
It's been a
Chad?
while since the last time we saw this movie, but
Yeah.
you're not the
Can you guys see the Chiron that's up right now?
Sorry.
Real party hunks from Homewrecker are single and ready.
Are you guys into any boomers? Are you
What
boomers?
is-
Like?
One of the
Yeah, so then Zach sent us a message one day last year and was like, "You guys are premiering at Scotiabank Theater," and we're like,
that's
"What?"
awesome.
Which is like one of the biggest screens in Toronto.
Yeah.
Like, remember that stupid thing you did in my kitchen?
The best is when they showed up to the Q&A because our crew was so small, but then all these dudes started lining up with us. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And then I started looking, I'm like, oh, those are the fucking party hunks. All right.
Chad.
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 That's you, Kyle.
Sorry, what did you say?
I think you're Chad. Somebody just shouted you out. They said you're a hunk.
I have to be Chad.
Someone says make them introduce themselves.
I know.
That's Tal Katsuni.
And where can we find your Tinder profiles?
I'm very sad. 1 out of 3. You're looking at Brian Axelrod's son right here.
It's funny if you think about it. Party Hunks the game is actually Tinder the app, right? Like
Yeah.
that's just that dating apps are sort of gamified in the sense that they're basically the dating game or whatever. They're I mean, what was that thing? Mystery date. That was it. Mystery
Yeah,
date.
yeah, yeah.
The dud.
Yeah.
Who's the dud? Who's the Zach? I can't see you at all. You're a total in shadow.
Backlit,
Yeah.
but I get to sit on this. I get to lean on something when I do that. But it's
Sorry.
no, it's fine. You know what I look like.
I'm just trying to help the show, guys.
Thank you.
That's not moneymaker, Zach. It's very
You're your money maker.
silhouette.
It's very Dylan. It's very Dylan.
What? Oh, like Bob Dylan or like
Yeah.
Dylan the Party Hunk?
No, Bob
Thank you.
Dylan. Who is
I'll
Dylan?
take-
Which one was Dylan in the Party Hunks?
Gerlach. Is
Is he
Gerlach
the-
there?
Gerlach gets in here, but
No,
I
he's
think
not,
he was
no,
Dylan. Yeah, with the lifeguard thing, and then the
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I think it's the weightlifter. I think Gerlach's got
Yeah,
the
he
weights,
was too.
the dumbbells. Hey, Hunks, will you tell the world the time you almost watched me die?
Oh, that was
What?
quite the experience.
You want to tell the people about
Yeah,
when you?
yeah, we were on canoe trip. This is actually when we got close with Zach. He was filming us pretty much. He had a GoPro on, and we were at High Falls, which is kind of like a big, nice waterfall in Algonquin Park. And Zach wanted to get a video of the water splashing down on him. And nobody told Zach how hard the waterfall was actually coming down. So he went a little too far. We almost lost him for a bit. And, then he
It
came.
was so scary. I think about it all the time. And I was wearing a GoPro, so you can. So we went back to camp, canoed back to camp, and like we knew that we had this footage of me almost fucking falling off this waterfall and breaking my life. And that footage is so creepy. And that was the second time I almost died in 2016. Or no, it was 2015. And then I almost died in January 2016. But yeah, you get to know people when they watch you almost die.
Yeah, that's video.
Zach's going to show you
There's
that.
got to be an easier way to get to know people.
Delaney,
Yeah,
where are we now in the movie?
Alex is crying. She's talking about her relationship, and it's pretty close to the hug.
Yeah, we just passed
Oh.
the Party Hunk scene.
Oh.
It does get
Alex
a little bit
is-
more serious by the end, doesn't it?
This was intense filming. This was like the other scene, and
Yeah.
we didn't have much time to go back and do it again. It was just we got what we got, but we got amazing stuff. So
It was
yeah.
a long shot. It was like a 10-minute
It's like
one
I think it's
shot.
like 15 minutes or something
But like
that.
you
One
had it,
taker.
you did one like you did it like on a little tracking thing.
Oh yeah, on the slider to try to add that little. Yeah.
And so you couldn't cut. Like so we had to do it all in one like
Yeah.
we could
Yeah.
We could cut, but the acting was way better if we just
If we
tried to
did
play
it.
it like
yeah,
we
like
just
if
did
you
the whole scene.
yeah. That's what I remember.
work up to it. So by the time you get to the end, like you can tell that the actors have genuinely worked themselves up to that place.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that the plan initially was like, okay, we'll set up, we'll do a bunch of takes or a few takes, but then just as things happen, when you set up, it takes way longer than you think it's going to take. And then it's late and everyone's tired and we got to work early the next day. So let's just bang it out and get it. And then, yeah, the ladies delivered 100%, I would say.
Yeah, but it's like on the one hand, this day, I remember on this day, it's like if we don't make our day for Party Hunks, we are so screwed. But that was honestly every single day. Like,
Yeah,
if we didn't make it.
Let's be serious. Yeah.
What was it like an
We didn't have any,
18-day
like,
shoot
soft
or
days. Every day
We
was
don't have a movie if we
13.
can't get this day. How many 14 days?
14 days?
13 and a half, 13 and some inches.
13 in Canada Day.
And we had half a day off.
Yeah, half a day off.
Those are Canadian days.
And I went to see hard after Hereditary, and the second, and our only day off, half day off, which I was,
that was the day that we shot the when I was walking around. I could have been a model, blah. Or and Delaney, and then you had to get your MRI, right?
Yeah, I had a shoulder surgery, so like, and I was handheld in the camera a lot, so it got a little tricky.
You were holding hands with the camera.
Yeah, and then like the hand that has to be up on focus is the bad weak one, so like I'd always have to keep resting it and stuff. But
what was the most difficult scene to shoot?
What was Alex just ran into the glass door.
Alex, you can answer in live comments. Currently, you've been writing in private chat, but you can answer questions in live comments, and they'll pop up.
But yeah, Bobby asked, what was the most difficult scene to shoot?
Maybe not, actually.
Oh, I think for me, okay, I'll talk about it. Should I?
I'm wrong.
Maybe the song. Some parts of that song got a little crazy, but
that was so fun. I love
it. It was very fun. It was 100% fun. And then like the party hunks was tricky.
Oh, the bathroom scene.
I was trying to keep focus and keep the movement steady throughout the entire conversation while keeping the focus. And yeah, that can be tricky because it was long takes.
And then Alex, and then we would get mad if you didn't get it because we would be like, we acted so well in that. So Alex said that the bathroom scene, was that the one when you were hanging? That one?
Oh,
yeah.
Sure.
And I cut out her. Well, people are watching.
Hey.
Sorry.
Well,
we're almost there.
We're almost there.
I'm not watching the movie.
But I do have So and then but I'll tell you. The scene for me is when the sledgehammer, the hitting on me on the head. Do you remember that, Delaney?
Oh yeah, because we had to keep doing it and keep doing it.
So they wanted to, but we're not there yet. Should we wait?
We're not there yet. We'll have to talk about it. Except we won't really be able to. We'll talk about it then, right after it happens.
So Delaney, remind me that part.
I want to take this opportunity to just do this little Cassavetes shout out, because one thing I love about how the way that this production was sort of influenced by Cassavetes, not the movie at all, but the way that he kind of approached his shoots family style. And since we were doing it family style, is, Cassavetes had just like the utmost respect for actors first. That was the craft he cared about. He didn't even want to, even in terms of writing, all of his scripts weren't done until the actors rehearsed it with them. So his final drafts are the film, But anyway, the cinematographer, Al Rubin, he had a challenging thing where he just had to keep up. And Cassavetes was like, the magic is happening over there and you better have it in focus. And I don't, he didn't care much about the DP. And so that's why a lot of the very long takes and whatever, Woman Under the Influence, whatever you're watching, it goes in and out of focus because he's all about just letting those scenes play out. And that's the meat and potatoes. And so I knew that this was an actor-driven film. And I just wanted to respect that as much as I could and just not add too many unnecessary directorial flourishes and just let the performances be as good as I knew they could be.
I really do wish I had seen this with an audience, because I just feel like if this played like at the Alamo Drafthouse in Los Angeles, the audience would eat it up. They would love it. Or the American Cinematheque, at the Egyptian.
By the way, we're at the big reveal.
Oh, okay. Right.
She's you're stuck in the room right now, the red room.
Was this a dark room? Why is there a red light bulb in this room?
Because it's scary.
It looks cool. I was just like,
red light bulb in this
and take a look, and then it just looked great, and we're like, let's just do it. And it had the cool funky vibe because she's out where it's all bright, and she's having her moment out there, and then it cuts to her in some sort of hellish.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
See, now Alex can talk to us. Yeah, woo! Wait, Alex, is your profile pic, is that your headshot?
I think that's what this means. That's what she's asking. How is this photo?
Oh,
it's
no,
good.
That's great.
Yeah.
You can comment.
Photo's
Yeah.
great.
How's the photo? Do we go thumbs up or thumbs down on the photo?
We all
I
love
think
the
thumbs
photo.
up.
We like it.
I'm going to give it a like.
Should we do a caption contest for the caption of this photo?
Right. Oh, no.
Oh, and it's the song time now.
Oh.
Well, now,
Do you remember, Delaney? At first I was shy. I was like, oh God. And then I was like, Delaney, then we have to do the gauze shot. And then I was like, really into all the MTV like video shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. There was some tricky stuff because I'm supposed to like step up on some apple boxes as she goes onto the bed, and you can definitely see me struggle with it when you watch it.
He's mad at me that moment in the movie. He's like, "There's plenty of moments where I'm not struggling," and I'm like, "I'm sorry. We need to see Linda deliver those lyrics. I'm sorry that."
And then when I think you were sitting in my son's like chair, the rolly chair, and pushing as I'm going down the hallway.
Yeah.
You're like pushing. The dolly is like my son's.
Yeah, it's his computer chair or something.
His computer chair that I like got off the street.
Nice.
Oh, you're singing into the vibrator now.
Oh, there you go. Classic Linda.
Classic.
Well, I think the party hunks. It's getting dark where the party hunks are.
Oh my God.
I feel like they're next.
They're actually in Swahili.
Wait,
Where
are you guys? Where are the party hunks?
Where are
you
the
guys?
party hunks?
We're in Toronto.
Oh, you're in Toronto. Oh, well, it's getting dark.
You guys,
We can't really go inside, you know.
why can't you go inside?
Because they're doing legal things.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Uh-oh.
Gore is perfect. That's Zach. Zach is great
Thank you,
music.
Ann. I mean, on behalf of our wonderful composer, thank you.
No problem. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Can you tell that they're doing things? No, I'm just kidding.
I can't.
Did you say something?
No.
I like that Alex can now
we're at the
chat with
bathroom.
us.
I know, Alex. I love that.
Great. That's awesome.
Add your stuff.
There's a bit of a delay between when she says it and it popping on the screen, but it's so much better than.
No, it's good. Yeah,
It's great.
please continue. Join the conversation. It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay, I'm dying to tell the story. Okay, Delaney.
Good.
So you're gonna get to it, but at the end of the movie, she uses the sledgehammer on my head.
Close your ears. If you're watching the movie, close your ears right now.
So then, I'm sorry, Zach. This is torture for him. But so then,
Okay, just close your ears. People watching the movie.
He used the like fake sledgehammer, and he would Alex would hit me in the head, and Delaney was trying to shoot my face, my reaction. But I would flinch because I would, even if it was a fake sledgehammer, it still hurts to get hit on your head with something, right? Do you remember that, Delaney?
Oh yeah. She'd be like,
I'd be like,
and I'm like, we can see that though, and you're like, okay, I got it this time.
so he did it like how many times he was hitting me on the head?
I bet it was
Lex
maybe
was the one who stood up, who
15?
signed up for the
15 times he probably got hit.
15?
I think it was probably about 15.
But
I don't know,
Precious
like
is sitting in a
15
chair
Alex
in the corner
can
with
vouch
her
she was
face
smacking her
buried
with
in her hands, while Lex again and again is like, smash!
Oh, we're talking about that. And then there's the wood floor. No, the foam hammer. Yes, it was hard to make it look heavy. It was very Ed Wood, that part of like.
Yeah, that's right. It was boing, and it was just like again and again hitting this head with Precious in the corner. Like, this is fucking weird, man.
Yeah, I felt. I was getting to the point. I'm like, all right, he's gonna have some brain cells, but it was worth it.
Okay, you can unplug your ears.
Yeah, the split screen when she's in the closet and she's in the hallway. I love that. Nice little mix.
Can you talk about planning the action scenes? Like how much of it was pre-planned? Was it overly planned, or was a lot of it improvised on the day?
I wouldn't say it was overly planned. But we had help. We had like a professional stunt woman who knew it.
Yeah, Sarah.
Make sure she showed us a good angle, read the hits, and it's always nice having someone who knows what's going on. That's
You know, there's amusement parks from the 80s that are now closed because so many people died, like Mattress Land, and that's what it was like. No, I'm kidding.
we didn't have proper like mats, so we just got a bunch of pillows and
Futon. It was a futon mattress.
Oh, yeah.
On the stairs. But like by the end where you're watching now, the fight scene there, someone's got a lot of feedback. That was
Or you can kind of hear it just a little bit.
Flag. This is like my favorite take of the movie. I wish Alex added one more word. She was so in the moment that she left out one word, but there's no way we were going to ask for another take because it was so perfect. But she's supposed to call Linda old. You old slag. She finally just hits where it hurts. She calls her old.
I think it worked perfectly. And I think it
worked perfectly because the performance is like one of the highlights in the film.
Shooting this was hilarious with like the rollies and all that stuff.
The hand massaging face.
Chaos. It was just like, oh shit, I'm just trying to follow the puck essentially.
Yeah, that's how that fight scene was pretty free for all.
Yeah.
We'd be like hair curling iron, stretchy thing, hand massager.
Yeah. Everything in her room was open season.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could take like an isolated like 10 or 20 seconds
yelling
of Precious and put it online and go, oh my God, check out this Karen. I wonder if people would think it was
maybe
real for a second.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Precious, maybe you're going to become a meme.
Probably.
Yeah.
That means you made it.
Like with a quote from Karen.
Right.
Yeah. I just hear my screaming. Yeah.
Yeah, you're about to drag her down the hall right now.
Well, that's whenever we would try, like when we were trying to cover our stunt work, our subpar stunt work, we would just yell a lot. We'd be like,
a good cover up.
It added to the drama. It was great.
Yeah. And it helped the acting, I think.
And that's the handy dandy GoPro footage mixed with like a helium 8K camera, but it works.
Hey, good. Is this my opportunity to give you some shit, Delaney? Go ahead. All right. Delaney's condition to making this film is that one night, Thursday night, I'm gonna party. I'm gonna party really hard. There's this thing I gotta go to, and I'm gonna be maybe hungover the next day, which was true. And as a result, he didn't charge his 4K GoPro camera. So he had his like first generation GoPro. So
I think stylistically it worked just great.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
There are no accidents.
Yeah.
But if Delaney is calling out our like first generation GoPro mixed with 8K footage,
you know what? I completely forgot about that.
Here goes.
Yeah.
What's happening now?
You have the scissors
you got
in your hand.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like what Chico Barclay has to say. It's not the real Karen movie unless she asks for the manager.
So maybe the meme can be like Linda freaking out and hashtag like, let me talk to the manager.
There has to be a
another
sequel.
tongue on the nose.
There has to be a sequel where Linda meets Karen, and then it's Battle of the Karen. Who knows? I don't know.
Prequel.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. It's true.
You're absolutely right, Bobby Briggs.
Bobby.
Bobby.
Okay, now the boy has arrived.
Oh,
this is
Flowers. I couldn't wait to see
she's
that.
wiping the blood off.
yeah. That was.
So
I think we shot
excited.
that the next day. That was our
Alex's sledgehammer there painting, little Easter egg.
Were you worried about getting blood on the dress?
Well, she was worried about Bobby seeing her with blood.
So do you mean in real life?
Yeah, in real life.
No. The tongue. Oh, did I put lipstick on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
That's
just saw
my-
the tongue on the
You're doing
That's
it
my
right now.
favorite part, where
Yeah.
where there's a tongue on the table. I'm like,
Where you put on your Joan Crawford lipstick even more. You reapply your Joan Crawford lips.
Yeah, and your hair is blown out.
yeah.
Getting meta for a second. This is us on the live stream on Twitter
Ooh,
while we're here.
that's crazy.
That's
I'm
really weird.
tripping out.
It's like a Zoom
the-
within a Zoom.
And the party hunks have now they're gone. It's just a horror
Yeah,
movie.
they're there. They're like campfire. Now they
passed
look
out.
like how I know them best. Campfire lit.
What was that? Campfire? I wish. That'd be
Start
something
one.
right now. I can't really.
All right.
We'll do Zach when you're back in Toronto.
I'd love to.
Aw.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you.
They make a good couple.
I'm going to be right back. So,
Yeah.
Alan, you can take over.
Yeah, I got it.
Everyone can just take over. This is it's a watch party. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Chris is partying so much he has to go to the bathroom. How are you doing, Del? What beer are you on? Number 3?
Yes.
In addition to the 2 tabs you took right before we.
Yeah, I just took a
Signed
handful of
on.
shrooms and whatever else I could find in the kitchen.
It's,
I've never
it's
seen
not
a
a
movie
watch
like this before.
Del and I were joking before that he's going to be watching SpongeBob. Like, you guys watching?
On acid. Well, you guys keep talking about this. Oh my God.
Are you guys seeing this for the last time, Del? Nobody sees this.
I don't remember shooting underwater, but man, it looks good.
But I'm underwater right now, so maybe my life is underwater.
Just because I'm drowning in sorrow.
What's happening now?
You and Chris are you're turning away. You're about to quote Alanis Morissette.
Yeah, who knew that, by the way? Who knows that from home? That's like the one reference that people don't really bring up. So I think it slips by. You told me you'd love me till the day you died. Well, you're still alive, and I'm here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then the famous when Alex was like, shouldn't I have my handcuffs on?
Alex was originally supposed to free herself from the bathroom by tearing down Precious's ceiling with the handcuffs, but we shot that second. So first we shot this, and Alex was supposed to still have the handcuffs that she freed herself with. And we just wrapped it. We're like, thank God we got it.
I think
And,
this was
Alex
supposed to
like,
be our last official shooting day too. It was like we had to get it all
Of course
done.
it was.
So when did you catch the
Every
mistake?
day.
Well, that was
Yeah.
like midway through, right? When did you catch the mistake, Delaney or Zach? Do you
I
remember?
think it was Zach. I can't remember who caught it.
Alex
Maybe it was
knew it.
Alex.
She's like, Alex knew it. She's like,
No,
I
Alex
hesitate
did
to
it.
bring this up.
Yeah, Alex.
Like,
Alex
really,
caught
she's
it.
like, I know my bringing this up is going to cause a whole lot of heaviness right now, but she's like, guys, aren't I supposed to be wearing handcuffs? And then that's when you heard Precious crack like an egg. You heard, and then Precious just started laughing and laughing, like literally out of her mind.
Upstairs.
And I think I went to the basement to cry. And,
There's a good room there for crying where Jordan was. It's great for crying.
yeah, that was the crying room.
There was
Jordan
one
was
room. The crying was that the crying room?
Yeah.
the crying room.
At some points, the whole house became the cry room. But yeah, for the most part, that's where I went for my cries. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah. I mean, I cried in maybe 4 rooms in total. No.
Oh, this is sad. Poor Linda.
But seriously, thank God that we did do that continuity error, because it meant that we didn't have to tear down Precious's ceiling, and it really solved a new problem. And it made the scene, which Alex earlier referred to as like the hardest one to shoot, like a little easier. So if it was more difficult than
Yeah.
it already was, then maybe that would have been just a nightmare. So thank God we made that mistake. And that's why you never hire a script supervisor.
Oh, and you're stabbing Chris.
Yeah. And the
Oh my god.
Oh, what's happening now, Chris? I love it. Wait,
And
now what's happening?
Oh, now that you have a
And
sledgehammer in your head now.
Here we go. Oof! Shout out to Sarah Freehand and Anna
Yeah.
for creating a great head.
the Grateful Head.
The
It's
Grateful
possible.
Head.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great.
But the head didn't smash first take.
Oh hell no!
Yeah, it was supposed to like
It just went
which did not
boing.
happen.
It went boing.
It was pumped full of blood. Like we really pumped that head
like-
full
Boing.
and brain, but it would not crack.
No, it was supposed to splatter brains and blood.
Wait, did we get Lex to come do it? Because he's a big dude.
Yeah, I was
No,
saying that. He was the only one who would do it.
He was the only one who would have the guts to do it. I couldn't even look. Oh God.
That's a great
My
last
favorite.
one.
That was like the mental photograph I took. I'm like, if I need to take a mental photo of any moment, it's like Precious in the corner, watching her head get hit again and again and again.
Yeah, it's got to be strange.
All right,
That's it. It's over.
just get the credits.
I'll tell the funny story of, so we had a lot of old photographs that are in the credits, which are also on Linda's fridge. And one of them, it's like a mix of Precious's life, but also just old photographs I could find. And one of them is like my mother, when she's like 7 years old with her two older sisters, and her face is scratched off. And my mom's like, "Why did you scratch my face off?" I was like, "That's
God.
you?"
Hopefully, it wasn't an original.
Then it got stuck in the head.
Oh,
Yeah, the
right.
sledgehammer got stuck in the head.
And we had to like put a foot on the head, like to get the sledgehammer out of the head. Yeah. What a time we had. What a time.
How have the audience reacted to the crazy ending?
Good. It's been a crowd pleaser.
Yeah,
Yeah, they like it. Like
Like
when
Toronto, it was crazy. Like Toronto was, you guys saw a lot more screenings than I did, I think, but that was something else. Like that was.
Where did it screen in Toronto? Where did it
At
screen?
Cineplex, Scotiabank, like one of our biggest theaters, if not the biggest theater in Toronto.
No, it is the biggest. It's
Yeah,
the biggest
and
it wasn't IMAX, but it was where my buddy Brian saw like Joker on opening weekend the week prior. So it was like the Big Daddy screen.
Yeah,
and,
it was.
and that theater is closing, so thank God we got to play it.
Yeah.
what
really.
what theater's closing? Scotiabank?
Scotia. They're turning it into condos, probably.
No way.
As
Sky
they do.
value, Sky real estate. They want that air real estate. It's like if there's sky above you, you're leaving money on the table.
Yeah.
Now, so, is there thoughts about like now that this has been out there, like with the name? Are there thoughts to a follow up? I mean, there's certain aspects, but you could do like look, movie franchises are crazy with characters. You can do anything, right? Like
Comes back,
you could
like
do
Mike Myers.
You could do a
Yeah,
prequel.
That's
You
what
could do
my
all
mom
sewn together.
my mom wants. My mom's like, you could just do a sequel. Just come back to life. That's what they all
They
do.
did it with Halloween. How
Nobody
many
cares.
times?
That's
Yeah.
true. I would love Linda with just stitches down her face
Yeah,
and
like-
what that does to her mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like after, the first scene is an ambulance rushing to the hospital.
Right.
Rushing Linda to the hospital.
Just like a dent. Like a dent.
Yeah.
Oh, and they try to repair their friendship. Like Michelle is like feels for her and like lets her back in her life or something. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
this whole like victim forgiveness situation. And that spirals into Looney Tunes. All right, you guys, let's get together. Let's make it
Do
happen.
it.
Do it.
Bobby's into Frank.
Homewrecker 2.
And then he goes back with Linda after she looks like Frankenstein because he's got a weird Frankenstein fetish or
That's
something.
what I was saying. Stitches right down the face, and
Yeah,
what
oh,
that does to Linda's mental health. She's
or
already
they transplant her brain into something.
into a younger body.
Or
Because that's
Oh,
what
yeah,
she
then she
wanted
comes
all
back and
along, a
feels-
younger body.
Steals Bobby back from Alex.
or the typical soap opera solution, which is the evil sister from the other town.
Oh yeah, I could have a twin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the twin
Right, yeah, we didn't
sister.
mention she's got a
Twin.
twin.
Yeah,
Who wants to avenge her fucking sister's
And,
death?
and her twin's name is Karen.
it opens on the funeral. It opens on the funeral.
No, the
funeral
first
of
scene.
Linda.
the first scene is Miranda or whatever her name is, like calling the cops on a
Karen.
black person.
or call it Belinda. Belinda. And
Belinda.
And then she
Yeah.
finds out. Then she gets the call that your sister has been murdered. She's like, "Ugh." And then she does something racist, and then it's on the internet, and that makes her even crazier.
Oh yeah.
And she's like desperate to connect with Michelle.
Oh yeah, guys, money in the bank. Money in the
It's where they
bank.
rain.
I like this. This is like a development. This is like a development meeting for
Yeah,
pitching the
totally.
movie. You guys have to do it then. I feel like Homewrecker is kind of a brand. But I like what Nikhil has to say. Nikhil Melnichuk says, "Fitting your audio doesn't work, Alex.
I know.
Given you don't have a
I wanted
tongue."
to say that earlier.
Well, it's perfect.
I didn't want to spoil the ending.
Right, yeah. But I feel like if you're watching along or you're watching this later because it gets archived on YouTube or whatever, like
Good.
people can watch the movie and then turn this on and it's like a live commentary.
And if you did watch the film for your first time, I know I've especially have given you a lot of flack today, but it makes for a great second watch. So you still have the rental for 24, 48 hours, whatever.
Right.
And, watch it
And
again.
it's not that long.
It's exactly.
Oh God, I love that. I will say that movies that are like under 90 minutes actually get pushed to the top of my
Really?
viewing order always. So
Okay.
I'm like, I can watch like 5 90-minute movies in a day. And I've done that.
Well,
So-
also,
So am
just
I.
like-
COVID.
just
Yeah.
like all the
Well,
slumber
once in a while,
party
we'll get a 200-minute film.
Oh yeah, that's true.
just like
Wait,
all those
Once in a while, we'll
movies
get a
that I
200-minute film to review.
Oh, that's an investment.
yeah.
Wait, Zach, what were you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that just like all those old slumber party movies, like when I was a kid, it was the action movies, and for my sister, it was whatever Labyrinth. Not that that's not also one of my own favorite movies. And all the movies I would buy her, just like Girls Just Want to Have Fun. It's all about watching it at night and then waking up the next morning and watching it again before you have to return it to the video store to get your money's worth. So I really think if that's a genre, then this is that genre.
I love that.
Okay.
That's a great.
I feel like you could build and make a sequel easily with this.
Kind of.
Like
I didn't
And
used
then-
to think so, but maybe.
you could, and then the other thing is it actually turns the first Homewrecker into like a cult classic, right? Because it's like,
Hopefully
oh,
we'll
but
get there
you
anyway,
have
so.
you seen the first? It's sort of like Mad Max and the Road Warrior. You know, Mad
Yeah.
Max was actually Mad Max 2 was really the Road Warrior. They renamed it for US release. You could do something like that.
Homewrecker.
Yeah,
we should call part 2 Homewrecker.
Right. We just or whatever. Like I love that. I feel like that would really take it to whole cult status. I just think that you've got such great talent. Like now just get a huge studio to put money into it. That's
Yeah.
the way to
That
do
That
it.
was Dead by Dawn.
Now you
Yeah,
need to
like,
move
you-
fast. You need
I
to move
mean-
fast because you talked about it on the internet already.
Well, true, but also if you look at the first 2 Evil Dead movies, they're pretty much the same movie,
Yeah.
but they just added a little bit more to it. Especially the first one and the second one are
That
kind
was
of
my
the same
joke
film.
about calling it Homewrecker. That's what I meant.
Right. That's what I mean. Like just or Homewrecker with a Roman numeral.
Or like
2.
Rambo, First Blood, or like part
Right.
2 is called Rambo, or whatever.
You could
I
call it
think.
Homewrecker Second Blood.
Yeah, or just call it Linda.
I think Karen is the way to go. I think we've
Revenge of Karen.
Revenge of Karen. Oh
Yeah.
my
Karen
god.
Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Linda
Karen
Back.
Strikes
Oh,
Back.
Karen Strikes Back. I like that.
You
That's
have
a lot
to
of
do
cuss
that.
sounds. A lot of cuss
Karen
sounds.
Sledges
Oh.
Back.
Can we give the movie a different title in every single territory it's
Yeah.
released?
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Let's call the sequel Home Alone 4.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just for that fan base. Just to really
Homewrecker.
Yeah.
Take it up a
Home
bit.
Alone 4.
Well, now that the movie's done, it's released, it's out, it's available for everyone to see. What are our final thoughts? What are our takeaways? What have we learned? What's our come here, Timmy? What are we saying now?
It's fun. Making movies is fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. It's a bonding experience, and this is just like the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
It's kind of surreal that something so crazy that we kind of like did together, like almost like a summer camp, and now it's out in the world. It's like a dream in a weird way. And it's inspirational. Go do it, guys. Go make your movies.
That's my lesson. That's the Cassavetes lesson.
Don't wait for someone to give you permission to do what you want to do. It took me a long time to figure that out, but I did, and I'm happy I did.
Well, it's like what Mark Duplass said at South by Southwest. He said, you know, the cavalry isn't coming.
That's I tell that's the quote I tell myself almost every week.
I was actually at that keynote speech.
You were at that keynote?
Yeah. I saw that live. And totally. And I was just like right on. That's how I've always felt. And you know, obviously it could have gone bad. Like Precious and I could be in a lot of debt. I mean, we are in a lot of debt right now. As a matter of fact, we are in a lot of debt. But maybe we'll break. I'd be so grateful if we just broke even. But there is also a reality where we made a movie that wasn't as good as the one we thankfully made, and you fall on your faces. So it's a gamble. But if you believe in yourself, then just do it.
Well, I mean, look, it's on iTunes. It's on all these platforms. I got to think that we're living in, I believe we're in a golden age of indie film where video on demand is, we're on an even playing field with the major studios. I think that movies like Homewrecker and other indie films, it's like, this is the time for them to blow up and get huge. And it's also super fun, crowd pleaser. Maybe it's not quite for children, but it depends. It depends at what age.
Maybe a really cool kid.
Depends on the parents.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, yes. I mean, with my kids, they got to watch movies way before they probably should have. But
Last Tango in Paris.
I remember watching Aliens when I was like 7, and then
the Aliens? Wow, must have freaked you out.
Yeah.
But this is where. So yeah, I mean, you could at least pay down that debt, or maybe get it forgiven. You know.
I can't show my kids 9.5 weeks soon enough.
Formative movie for me. Formative.
What's our piece of advice? Your closest friend is about to make a film. What do you tell them when they're going on that journey? What is the one piece of advice? And Alex, we need you to post the one piece of advice you want to tell a friend about to make their first movie. What do you tell them?
Meditate.
It's good.
Meditate. It was a labor of love.
She's typed that like 10 minutes.
And Wendy Horowitz says, beautiful cat, Delaney.
It is. His name's Gordo. He's a good boy. He's 19.
That's great. That's great.
There is a physical media release on the horizon.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, is it on? It's on DVD when?
Now, today.
Yeah, you can buy it.
I was selling it for shockingly inexpensive, actually.
Where?
You can get it on Amazon. Or?
Zach is a bit disapproving.
How much is it?
It's $12.99.
Oh, that's cheap.
That's
People
good.
don't pay anything for movies now. That's a good price.
I'm so grateful to Uncorked for letting us have, like, not every movie makes it onto physical media, but they're letting us have a movie that we can put on our shelf, on our collector shelf, which is such a gift.
And it's a crazy DVD cover. It looks really crazy and old school. And
there's a commentary, there's a Q&A, and the most exciting thing for me is there's 15 minutes of footage of composer Doug March recording the score. And I got to shoot that in Boise when we were doing it. And it just like kind of the only other score we had going into making that score, and in my mind anyway, Doug didn't want to hear it, but was like Neil Young doing Dead Man. Doug didn't want to hear it just because he's like, I don't want to sound like anything else. I just want to. But for me, that's like a good example of just guitar-driven score. But on that on the Dead Man DVD, it's on the old one and the Criterion, I believe. You can see Neil Young for like 40 minutes playing the score for Dead Man, and that's like my favorite supplement ever. So I just thought it would be really cool if we could get a supplement.
I gotta get this DVD.
I just wanted to share the picture from the poster. The look on your face. Did you do a special photo shoot with that?
That's from the kitchen, right?
I don't know.
That's from the film?
That's from the kitchen.
I look
oh my
crazy.
God.
I know, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't remember doing a photo shoot ever, and I'm like, that looks like the kitchen stuff. So they did a good job.
This is her like, drink it.
That poster is so good. It's one of my favorite posters I've seen this year.
Cool. Well done.
I mean, you can't see the whole poster. That's the, but like, oh my God, I love that. That expression is just priceless.
Yeah, I
When
can't
they
wait to have
sent
that
it to
framed on my wall. That's for sure.
When they
I just-
sent it to us, I just thought of Serial Mom right away, and I was like, "Oh,
Same with
baby."
me. And I sent you a text too.
you're
I'm like,
right.
"Serial Mom, are we paying homage?" He's like, "Yeah, kind of." I'm like, "All right, go." I love that.
Oh my
movie.
God.
It wasn't my idea, but I love that it's there.
I just love the poster. As soon as I saw the poster, I'm like, one, this is at the top of my watch list. Two, I want to interview the filmmakers. And then during the podcast, we're like, hey, let's do a watch party. So,
Aw,
and that led to this whole gathering right here.
so
What a good
fun.
time.
Yeah, cool. Any final comments? Oh, wait, Alex has a comment.
Does
Or
she?
no, wait. Oh,
Oh.
Bobby LaPierce is literally buying it right now.
Yay.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Bobby.
Oh,
That's
Alex
awesome.
has to go. She has another podcast.
Oh, she has to
do.
go. You have another
Ah,
podcast. Alex,
cool.
thank you
Have
so
fun.
much for joining
Bye,
us.
Alex. Great
It
seeing
was
you.
great.
Thanks for coming.
We
Bye.
love it. Thank you. Awesome.
I don't know what she's saying.
Bye.
Hello?
Bye,
Nikki, say
bye.
hello.
Take care. Thank you,
I would
everybody.
say, like, go make your own movies, but don't go into too much debt, and make something fun with your friends, and use the
Right.
limitations.
Yeah. Make sure you like the people you
don't
make the
have
movie with. That's for sure. If that helps a lot.
And I'll also give you Scorsese's advice, which is paper is cheaper. I mean, he would say paper is cheaper than film because at the time, and he means don't shoot tons of rolls of expensive film, plan. But the same, even though it's digital and now you can just shoot to your heart's content, still time is money. And
Yeah,
especially if you
and
only
we
have
also
13
included
days.
because it was 8K.
So prepare. Yeah, right.
So write it,
just think
right.
about it. Just think about it. Think about every detail you can going into the film.
And just shoot. If you're a shooter, if you're a camera guy, just shoot everything until your stuff looks better than it did the week before, and then just keep going.
Aw,
That's great.
this was so fun.
This
Thank
was
you.
fun.
Cool,
And it's good
great.
seeing you guys. Precious.
This is
Especially
awesome.
Party Hunks. Great to see you guys. You look so good.
Final thoughts. Where can people go? Is there a website for the film or your production company or just info on that?
So we're on Instagram, Homewrecker the movie, and then on Facebook, there's a Facebook page, and also all the information of where you can watch the movie is on both of those social media. So Homewrecker the movie on Instagram, and then the Facebook page is also just Homewrecker the movie.
And Precious she's been awesome with social media and handling everything. And
Our
my
it's where you can find our really generous reviews.
Yeah, we got a lot of good reviews, guys. Like 45
really
on
nice.
IMDb.
And
Well,
yeah,
you're about to get a
NPR just reviewed us, and they said she was kind of like, it was a nice review, but she was like, it looks like they made this movie for about $10.
yeah. I like the review of Fox 19 is pretty funny. It's like two people on TV who are not necessarily film lovers. Not that they're not, but it's a very funny.
Like Purd from Parks and Rec.
Oh, yeah.
You heard.
Oh, I love that. I love Purd.
Purd,
that
it was
cable
like
show?
It was like Purd reviewed us on Parks and
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, I need to see that.
Fox
I
19.
missed that show.
I know,
Me
such a
too.
good show. Such a
Me
good show.
too.
I'm
Well, I know
watching it.
you're
Yeah.
getting a good review on Film Threat. I know that's coming up
Thank
soon.
you.
Yay, thank
So
you.
that'll-
Do we already have a review at Film Threat from like the festival circuit?
I don't know.
It's coming up soon.
Doubling down.
It'll definitely be early next week.
Early next
No,
week.
it really has felt like a grassroots. Like there's so many supporters, like people who have really jumped on and helped. Like you guys have really helped support the movie get to where it is. So we're really
Yeah,
grateful.
thank you. Thank you
Well,
so much.
Well,
Word
thank
up.
you for taking the time to talk to us and talk to the Film Threat audience. I really appreciate it. Precious, Zach, everybody, Delaney, Alan,
The party hunks.
Party Hunks. Where are the
Party
Party
Hunks.
Hunks? You can't see the Party Hunks.
I know. they
Put on
passed
your
out.
phone
the
and be
party
like
is
Afraid of the dark.
Thank everybody. We do these Film Threat watch parties every Friday. Next week we're doing Animation Outlaws, which is a documentary about Spike and Mike. I don't know if you've heard of the Spike and Mike Twisted
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they
I used to go to
hear
those.
that with rock concerts.
Oh my God. So they made a documentary about Spike and Mike, and we're going to be watching that. And there's going to be a lot of titans of animation. They're going to be joining our live stream next week. I'm really excited about that. I just want to thank everybody. Alan, my partner in crime on Film Threat.
Thank you.
And just thank you for doing this. And also, like, you watch the Film Threat podcast episode we did with Zach and Precious was really fun. Like, it was so fun. I was like, we have to do a watch party with this movie. So thank you, everyone. Go see Homewrecker. That is my final message to everybody. Any final words, Zach, Precious?
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, people at home, for watching. And we love you. We appreciate your
Tell
support.
your friends. Tell your friends, like a multi-level marketing company. Tell your friends.
It's
no, I'm kidding.
Homewrecker.
No, please,
good
if
offering
you
time.
think it's worthy of telling your friends, go ahead and do that.
Cool. All right. Take care, everyone. Later.
Bye.
Stay.
All right.
Hey.